What's up, everybody? I'm back here with you for another commentary. This time, Rise of the Tomb Raider. Can do the Blood Ties DLC. As I mentioned it in my Red Dead Redemption video, this is going to be one of the games that I play. So let's go. I've played through this DLC I think once before. Played through it once, but it was a while ago. Must be over a year ago now. And I do tend to remember like story details and that of games. I've got a fairly good memory of stuff like that, but I can't remember like everything about it, or especially after one playthrough.
Final notice to Lara Croft, current tenant of premises. This is to serve as your final notice for the purposes of terminating your ownership of Croft Manor. You are required to immediately vacate and surrender possession of said manor to Atlas de Mornay, executor of estates.
Lara, it is unfortunate that you have forced my hand in this matter, but so be it. As you know, your parents appointed me executor of the estate in the event of their absence. Since your mother disappeared, her death was never technically declared. And given the circumstances surrounding your father's death, it's no surprise that he never drafted a formal last will and testament to account for this circumstance. Unfortunately, you have no legal claims to the estate. I'm willing to negotiate a modest monthly stipend from your trust, but only if you leave the manor by week's end. Don't fight me on this, Lara. Your mother wouldn't want that. Sincerely, Atlas.
There has to be a will or some kind of evidence of what happened to Mum in the manor somewhere. Dad's safe.
Wants to move out. Does he not? Has he never played a game in his life?
Needs a combination. It's got to be in Dad's papers somewhere. Maybe.
No shit. What am I looking through?
My birthday crown. I was so proud of that thing. That's my handwriting. My penmanship was pretty good.
What's that say? The treasure of the ancients. Is that a recording there? Is it a recording? Yeah, it is.
Well, this is a hell of a thing. I met someone tonight quite unexpectedly. But it shouldn't have been, it seems. I've been so buried in my work, so distracted by my latest revelations, I never bothered to notice my surroundings. But there she was, sitting at my table in the library. Her name is Amelia. And apparently she's been studying right next to me. Art history, of all things. I shared some of my research against my better judgment, but I wanted to see how she would respond. And she did not disappoint. I felt as if I was suddenly engaged in a mental game of chess, moving and counter-moving in argument. At one point, that poor old librarian had to shush us as if we were children. I feel so foolish for not having noticed her earlier. She's a brilliant woman who's challenged my ideas for the first time in memory. In truth, I don't know if she's feeling as exhilarated as I am right now, but I dare say our conversation was mutually stimulating. For the first time in a long time, I find myself thinking about something else besides my research. I hope she returns for another round tomorrow.
Always knew that my parents met at Oxford, but never the circumstance. Just like Dad to argue mythology as a way to flirt.
My parents made a good team, challenging each other from the start. Dad would have liked me to go to Oxford, but I insisted on UCL.
What does UCL mean? What am I looking at?
Yep, looks real. Roth once offered to forge me a fake diploma to show Dad.
Oh, Roth. Roth's awesome. What we got in here? Nothing? Alright, fair enough. How many other things have we got to look at? Oh, there's quite a few things. What's...
A picture with Dad and Anna. Never liked wearing dresses, but the colour was nice.
Yeah, that is a nice colour. Why? Why are you bringing up Anna again?
This is probably my grandfather Benjamin.
Where's Leslie's body then? Did he have an accident of some kind? What's in here? Oh, there's something in here.
One of Dad's Yoruba masks. A gift from a friend he met on an expedition in Nigeria.
That's pretty cool. What kind of mask is it? It's not a very good one. You can't see through it. It's got no eyes in it. It's not one of them death mask things, is it? I don't know that. I only know about stuff like that from Tomb Raider games.
I finally introduced Richard to the family. It went precisely how I imagined. Icy but polite grace from mother, indifference and disinterest from father, and thinly veiled contempt from Atlas. Of course they don't approve. To them, Lord Croft is the man who took away their beloved daughter and ruined her long-standing engagement, though I was never going to marry that repugnant Earl of Farringdon anyway. One might think they would be happy that I was being courted by a genuine lord of the realm. It just happens to be Richard Croft. In their eyes, the man who single-handedly ruined a once great family. But there's nothing to be done now. Watching how Richard dealt with their subtle insults and disrespect. Such grace and calm. I know he did it for me. I think I'm falling in love with this man. It will break my mother's heart, but I cannot live the life she imagined for me. My time with Richard has only made this clearer.
One of them words I can almost imagine her speaking. Wish I could remember their voice. Oh, what?
It must have been hard for Mum to go against her family's wishes. I'm glad she did.
This music seems a little bit loud. Can I open those? Yes, I can. Is there anything?
Dad's book about immortality myths might be useful in my research.
Yeah. How many times has he led it? Looks a bit worn. There's a map of
Dad's
somewhere.
map of the forgotten cities of northern Syria. He was closer than he knew to finding the Prophet's tomb.
When is this? Is this... When's this DLC set? Is it before the main game or after? Oh, no, is it set between Syria and Siberia? It's near the beginning, I think. Am I missing anything? I can't.
Need a combination for this lock.
No shit. Alright, what else is there?
The door to the library.
Is every door locked in this place?
There's got to be another way through.
Oh, what's this?
Dad's artifacts from the Nile Valley. I always loved looking at these. Dad became interested in immortality myths after his expeditions to Egypt.
What did you find in Egypt then? Are we going to find that out? Or should I know?
Hi, Dad. I've been thinking about Mum lately. I wish I knew more about her. How did you meet? What was she like? Winston told me that she was a brilliant artist. Are some of her paintings locked up in the West Wing? And I guess I just want to know, did she love me, Dad? Did she ever say that she did? Maybe I'm just being silly, but will you tell me more about her the next time I'm home from school?
Of course she did. Of course she did love her. I get why you'd ask that, but... Yeah, that is a silly question to ask, but... Yeah, of course she loved you. Can I look at it? What's in here? Okay, books that I don't need. Can I look on? Oh, I thought that was something I could look at.
Well, hello there, Sir Lancelot. Don't worry, I won't be boring your sword this time.
What were you doing with that sword, Lara?
The Grand Hall. Always loved playing in here as a kid. This will be one of the first things to fix.
Yep, yeah. What the hell happened to this place? That's cool. What's that, the Clough Family Crest, is it?
Lara, you know the West Wing is off limits.
I'm sorry, I just wanted to see...
We've been through this.
Was Mum's room in here?
Just stay out of there, darling.
Dad was always so protective of the West Wing.
That scared the shit out of me. Of course it's locked.
Locked. Need a key to open this.
Master key. Right. Ooh, what's in this chest? Nothing. Master key for that as well.
This belongs to Anna. Most of her belongings are in the guest house. What was she doing in here?
I can't imagine what she'd be doing in here where all the files and everything are.
Someone has a sense of humour.
What? What did it say? Stop smoking, love R. Richard? Is it? Is that Richard Craft? They are. I'm gonna assume it is. Alright, where am I going? Oh, another cabinet.
A phoenix figurine. I bet this appealed to Dad's idea of immortality, of rising from the ashes and being born anew.
That's pretty cool. I don't know anything about any of this stuff, but it looks cool. I'm not missing it. Oh, maybe I go down. Maybe I go downstairs.
What are you doing sitting there on the floor, Mistress Lara?
Looking at the compass, thinking.
What about, if I may inquire?
Just thinking about discovering faraway places, about finding adventure.
I'm sure you will, my lady. You've the soul of an explorer. But don't grow up too fast.
The offer came in the post last week, and I still haven't told Richard. He flew ahead to Tibet, where I will meet him shortly. I never told him I was submitting my work. Never thought there was a chance of being accepted. Oh, but a gallery tour is not something I can pass up. The show will take me away from England for over a year. I'll begin in New York and travel across the United States and... oh, God! I'm giddy even writing these words. When Richard and I were married, I was prepared to relegate my painting to a hobby. But it was Richard who objected, who gave me my atelier and studio. Without that support, I might still be painting boring landscapes. Now I can't shake the foolish sensation that leaving would be a betrayal. He will laugh at that and insist I accept, even though I know it will break his heart to be apart. He never once asked me to sacrifice any part of my life for his. I have, of course, in 1,000 small ways over the years, but he would never ask. The discussion can wait, and I will join him in Tibet. I won't cast a shadow over his find. I will be by his side in his triumph, as I know he will stand by my side, in time.
It's such a good relationship. Why did it have to be ruined? It's incredible. Mum was on the verge of fulfilling one of her dreams. Fate can be so cruel. Yeah, it can. Fuck fate.
Got to remember to pack this for my next trip.
Say what is it? What is it? It says flashlight in the top corner in big letters. What is it? A little travel flashlight. Yeah, that would be handy.
Should be able to explore the dark now.
Okay. We haven't got anywhere dark, have we? Yeah.
Hey Jonah, sorry for not getting back to you sooner. I've decided to do some research at the manor. A lot has happened and I need some time to think about what I want to do next. This old place is filled with memories and secrets. Uncle Atlas has tried to keep me out of here for so long I don't even know if I want to keep it. But after everything that's happened, maybe I can find out what it still means to me. If it's worth fighting him for. I'll let you know how things worked out when I'm back in London.
Hope Jonah doesn't worry about me too much. Of course he fucking worries. We haven't talked since I left Syria. No, next time we see you talk, it's a fight. And then he decides to accompany you to Siberia, so...
Lara, since your return from your expedition to Yamatai, I've grown increasingly alarmed at your erratic behavior. I can only assume you suffered some kind of psychological trauma and are only acting out as a call for help. I want you to know that I hear you, loud and clear. Anna and I agree that it's time for you to be evaluated by a professional. I took the liberty of arranging an introduction to a highly qualified colleague of mine. You should be receiving the details in the post soon. I want to impress upon you the importance of this, Lara. As executor of the estate, it is my duty to see that it is left in capable hands. And if I may be blunt, you're acting like your father when he was at his worst. He nearly lost the manor himself in those days. I'd hate for you to repeat his mistakes. I encourage you to embrace the help I'm offering. Sincerely, your uncle.
My uncle's first attempt at trying to cut me off from the manor. It backfired though. I wasn't as crazy as he believed. Well, probably not in the ways that he thought you were crazy. You're crazy in other ways, though, Lara.
Another one of Dad's immortality artifacts. I think Roth bought this for him from a trader in Greece.
Oh, that was like their team then, was it? Roth, Richard... I've forgotten the name already. Oh, there's Mum. What's her name? It's only beginning with A. And Glim as well, from Definitive Edition. Well, Lost in some of that as well. Anything? No. What else is there to look at? Don't want to miss anything. This way? Around here maybe? Oh, there's something else.
Not sure. I really need to brush up on my ancestors one of these days.
Yeah, that probably is a good idea. Even though we all know who the most famous Croft is. Where am I going to? Back upstairs? No, I can't go through. Oh great, I'm lost. No, I need the key for that. And that chest there. Where the hell do I go? I've not missed something in the office, have I? I need a key for that as well, don't I? It says survival instincts, but nothing's coming up. Oh, this.
This is the map I made for my first expedition with Dad. It shows a path to the library through the servants' passages.
Expedition map 1 of 2. Really?
Wait, I can get to the library through the old servants' corridor.
Oh, now they show up.
Amelia, the news has reached Mother. She knows that you broke off your engagement with the Earl of Farringdon. She is beside herself with worry. But, for the moment, she's controlling the narrative. As far as anyone knows, you're just having innocent second thoughts. But the moment your affair with Lord Croft goes public, it will be too late. Our name will be as ruined as this man you've chosen to bed. Don't you see that you're being selfish, Amelia? Please, consider your family. You're a de Mornay. Everything you do has a greater effect on us all. I'm coming down to London soon. Don't do anything rash until we have a chance to talk.
Amelia. I knew it. I just could not think what Amelia. Mum was engaged to someone else. There's so much I never knew about her. Well, obviously. You're locked out from this whole side of the manor, which is where all their things are. Hopefully I don't forget her name again. Oh, is something going to jump out at me? This just turned into a bit of a harder game. Oh! Oh, what?
Falling apart. Maybe I should just let my uncle have this place.
They say a good test of a relationship is how well you travel together. Well, I'd say Amelia and I have passed that test with flying colours. Indeed, these last few months in Egypt have been nothing short of extraordinary. She and Roth get on like old uni chums. In fact, the two have spent more than a few nights drinking and playing cards into the wee hours. Despite her decidedly proper upbringing, Amelia's taken to roughing it more than I ever have. She fits in and connects with the local populace with such amazing empathy. Because of her, I've had a bit of an unexpected breakthrough in my research. She managed to convince an artifact dealer in Old Town to sell me a magnificent and quite unusual Tibetan scroll. From what I can tell, it seems to contain details surrounding an immortality ritual of some sort. I think it's time for me to take the next step with Amelia. In fact, I don't think I can wait any longer. I will ask for her hand tomorrow in the bright Egyptian sun amidst the dust and ruins.
I heard so many stories about that expedition. To see it from Dad's perspective, it makes me realise that it was Mum who made it all so memorable. Well, that's immortality ritual. And it was in
I'm
Egypt.
surprised he asked her to marry him as soon as he got the idea.
I'm assuming she said yes. That's immortality, getting married. That was memorable things to... Well, relevant things to remember that happened in Egypt. The immortality ritual and asking Amelia to marry him. Who's this one for?
Amelia, I know we have had our differences in recent years. I've tried my best to keep an open mind about your relationship with Richard, but I just can't let you go on this ill-conceived expedition without saying my piece. You say Richard's theories have merit. You say that he may have actually stumbled upon some mythic, unknown truth, but I have seen nothing to support such claims. And while your word may have been enough in times past, I cannot let you squander away what remains of your name and reputation, and that of our family, truth be told, on some damned foolish crusade. I intend to go to Richard's investors and let them know exactly how he's spending their money, but I want to give you a chance to put a stop to this yourself. Please, don't go to Tibet. If not for me, at least for Lara.
Uncle Atlas has been causing problems for my family for too long now. I'm glad Mum ignored his warnings. Yeah. Oh, this looks creepy.
Still just as creepy as I remember.
I just said that. Oh, what was that? Oh no. Oh. Yeah, I know all this. So why am I moving that? What am I doing? There's another parchment here.
My lord, I hope this missive finds you on a successful expedition and in good health. Before I bore you with estate affairs, I wanted to let you know that our little angel has been into some mischief. As always, I indulged her in our usual game of chess. Over the course of the game, she broached the subject of her mother. She's having trouble remembering her now, and wanted to enter her ladyship's atelier, which you sealed off, to play on her mother's piano. It enraged her when she wasn't allowed to go in, of course. For someone so young, she has such strong emotions. Later in the day, she set a trap for me in the walk-in freezer, of all places. Before I knew what was happening, I found myself locked inside. Mrs. Sheffield discovered me an hour later, shivering and somewhat peeved. It took us an additional hour to find Lara in the grounds. I know all her hiding places, of course, but this time she really did not want to be found. Call it years of observation, but I can tell when she's out of sorts. My lord, if I may be so bold, she misses you fiercely. She is lonely for her father. Please consider a call as soon as you are able.
Yeah, young people have strong emotions, Winston. You'd just have to see me when I was younger. Is that about locking Winston in the freezer? That's a reference to It's one of the early Tomb Raider games, isn't it? I don't know which games it was because I've not played any of the original games. The only games I played are these three of the rebooted series: Definitive Edition, Rise, and Shadow. Played a bit of Tomb Raider Underworld, but I haven't completed that. I think I got stuck about halfway through, trying to figure out one of the Tomb Raiders out. But I've heard about.
Poor Winston. I remember being so angry. He was always so patient with me.
Yeah. But I've heard about how you can lock Winston in the freezer. Is it him?
King to Queen 1. I'm going to win this time, Winston.
Clever girl. But you should know by now, winning isn't everything. Queen to King's Bishop 6. Check.
Easy for you to say. You always win. Knight takes Queen.
What I mean to say is try to enjoy the journey, Lara. Don't rush to victory. Bishop to King 7.
I know, Winston. I just want... Oh no! I didn't even see that.
You should also know by now, I'm not to be trifled with on this board, young lady. Mate.
Oh, I am going to win. Someday.
I would play chess with our old butler Winston on this board. Never could beat him.
Don't think I'm as good as I used to be. Used to be pretty good at chess, but
I always chose white. Maybe if I let him go first once in a while, I might have won.
yeah. Showing your hand first. I can't open these. No, can't open them. Need a crowbar. There's the one round here. I feel like I should be getting a crowbar soon. Can I climb on that? No? Why can't I climb on there?
I'm at a crossroads now. Good Lord, that's such a cliche. But there's truth in it. 2 roads before me. Both present joy and compromise. A life with Richard, adventure, intellectual pursuit, perhaps a new family. But also a man obsessed with something I cannot understand. Or a life of obligation, upholding the de Mornay name, embracing our traditions, not losing the family that raised me. Oh, this really is a rubbish choice. I don't want to lose them, but I love the life I've started to build with Richard. He comes with his own difficulties, but I can accept them. Will it be enough?
I don't know. Was it enough? For the time she was with us, I hope it was enough. I hope it was worth it. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so, Lara. Where's his crowbar? And the master key?
Everything is almost ready for Mistress Lara's birthday expedition surprise. It's been a bit of an all-hands-on-deck effort organizing the affair and keeping it secret. She's obsessed with Egypt, memorizing hieroglyphs and ancient Egyptian districts, so she'll be delighted with what Lord Croft has come up with. This will be good for her. She's been acting up of late, but I know she's just craving more of her father's attention. He's been so buried in his research. It'll be a nice moment for the 2 of them to reconnect. And I do believe he needs it as much as she does.
Yeah, I think he does. And it was one of the best birthdays I ever had. That's good. That's so good. Wait, how can I move that? What happened there? I can pull that out of the way. And now go back round here. Yeah.
Dad loved a good bottle of wine. I can still smell his favourite Bordeaux.
That's a bottle of wine. What? What kind of bottle's that?
Dad, this is it! The basement of despair.
Indeed, Lara. Muster your courage, for this is the only path to the Library of Infinite Knowledge.
Look there! See the string?
An ancient Egyptian tripwire. The Keepers of Knowledge want none to disturb their treasures. We must tread carefully.
Let me lead. I know how to spot all the traps.
I'm sure you do, my darling. Lead on.
Should I be leading though now? Because I don't know how to spot any of these traps. Where's all the traps? No. This way? I think. Is there anything this way? Oh, what's this?
My stuffed bear. I couldn't have a tomb without a mummy.
That's adorable. This seems so far less creepy and more just cute. All the different kids things that Lara's had.
One of the wire traps Winston made for my birthday expedition.
What am I looking? Oh,
Winston used my hair ribbons to make this. He and Dad put a lot of work into this birthday surprise. Water damage from the main hall above.
well, yeah. There's no roof. Yeah, this is gonna take a. Would it not just be easy to just knock it down and start again? Surely. This is a lot of damage. Use the servant's passage to lead to the library. I thought that's what I was doing. Where to now? Wait, that's something. Oh no. Oops, just kicked a stool. Can't open that. Ah, up here. Is this a library? Oh no. It's another tunnel. Another corridor way.
Plans for adding electricity to the manor. Dad used to say his granny hated all the bright lights.
Well, she doesn't live here anymore, does she?
There's a missing page.
Yeah, where's 2? Where's number 2?
Amelia left tonight. She packed her suitcase and walked right out of here, and I didn't even notice. Like those days in the Oxford Library before we even met. I just had my nose in a book, lost in my own world. I am such a fool. I have let my obsession with this damned ritual of long life rule my better judgment for far too long, and it may already be too late. How could I have not seen this coming? I've made this mistake over and over, always putting my research before my personal life. But it's never hurt like this before. I simply cannot live without her. If I have to give up this accursed quest that has plagued me for so long, then so be it. I am going after her, right now, tonight.
It was almost over before it started. I was admired Dad's ability to recognise when he was wrong. That's the best, recognising when you... If you do make a mistake, recognising that it was a mistake. And that you did actually do something wrong. Could you I'll just push that further open.
Okay, Dad's ledger has to be in here somewhere. Hopefully it has the combination to the safe.
No, look at that first though.
I've created a clever little map for Lara's birthday expedition. I used the invisible ink Amelia picked up for me in Morocco so many years ago. At the time, I remember being so annoyed by that rather aggressive street vendor, but she just smiled in her sunny way and paid him without a second thought. I assumed it was just a tourist scam, but it actually works. Turns out it requires a very specific kind of vellum and a heat source to illuminate the ink after it's dried. It should prove a nice challenge for Lara to puzzle out.
Put a lot of effort in this birthday expedition. What's up here? Anything? Oh, something to read here.
This picture was taken in the library.
Examine.
1820 additions to the main hall in progress.
1820 editions. How long's this man been here? There's a bunch of stuff to look at. Look at this one first.
I remember this now. Each district in ancient Egypt had a symbol and a number. I always preferred these symbols to the actual number hieroglyphs.
Okay, is that going to be useful?
Let me see. These two myths are referencing the same source material. But where did I see this image?
Dad, I think it's this one, in the chapter on Egyptian districts.
Why, yes, I think you're right, Lara.
I remember the page with the illustration of Ra.
My goodness, you've been paying attention, haven't you? This could be an important breakthrough.
Does this mean I'm your research assistant?
That and more, my darling girl.
Takes me back. Those were good times. The best times. This was always one of my favorite books in this library. I used to trace hieroglyphs.
Egyptian hieroglyphics book. Another book over here. What's this?
One of Winston's notes. He always hid sweets for me to find.
Why can't I read that? Jaffa cakes. Jaffa cakes what? Meal. What's that? Is that Jaffa cakes meal? I don't know. Why can't the option just press the button to have it in text? I kind of like that they don't. They might actually make you read it, but I can't read it very well sometimes.
I've reached the monastery. As Roth predicted, it was hidden deep in the Himalayas. And now that I'm standing on these high stone walls, I am overwhelmed by the sheer beauty of the mountains that surround me. It is simply breathtaking. But what adds to their spiritual majesty is the truth of this place. The monks welcomed me, as is their way, but they seemed to expect me. They must have known someone like me would eventually come seeking answers. I know this is the place. They've conducted the ritual before. I have seen the evidence, the distinctive symbols carved into the floors, the art displayed on the inner chamber's walls. They've created the elixir before, and they will again if I can convince them. I sent Amelia a message straight away. I want her by my side for this discovery.
Dad never told me about this myth. Why was he so sure? What did he find that convinced him it was real?
Dad was looking for an elixir. Was it the elixir of life?
That's what it sounds like. What's this one?
For God's sake, memorize the combination, you old fool. Lara's expedition treasure. My favorite painting by Amelia. The day of our wedding anniversary.
Dad would never have written down the combination, but it looks like he left himself clues to remember the numbers. Oh, great.
Okay, got to find those objects to figure out the combination to the safe. There's something else here.
What's this?
Dad's lighter. I don't remember him ever using it, though. The Croft family crest and initials PC. I wonder if this belonged to my grandfather.
BC, yeah. Oh yeah, have I heard of that name yet? I've got a lighter.
Okay, should be able to light the fireplace now.
Yeah, fireplace. What are you going to set fire in a manor? Oh, it'll be the fire in the fireplace. What do I need the fire for now? Oh, another book.
I always accepted that Richard's rather unorthodox research was just something I had to live with. But this time, the thrill of discovery has taken hold of me. I never imagined I could be drawn in this way. Richard cabled to tell me he's found the monastery. The symbol we deciphered in the scroll was the key to its location. I don't know if I honestly believe that this will lead to the fabled elixir of life, but I can't help but feel that a great secret awaits us there. My brother was threatening to shut down the expedition, but I managed to talk him down for the time being. Now I am going to meet Richard. I would bring Lara if I could, but she's still too young. She'll be in good hands with Winston, and when we return, her parents might just be a bit more famous.
She was beginning to believe. Must have made Dad so happy to know that she could accept his wild ideas.
This music is familiar. It's beautiful.
Do I need to go up here? Oh, it's already lined. Oh no, it's not already lined up. Fair enough. I need...
Took quite a tumble off of this old thing when I was a girl. Still feel it in the shoulder from time to time.
Alright, climb up here and then move that out of the way. Which way do I want to move it? This way? I think. Yeah, I think that's out of the way now. Then push the ladder back. And back up. Yeah, this music is actually quite good.
Blank, except for the image of a key.
Okay. That's the expedition map.
I remember this map now. It leads to the master key. We made it with a special kind of invisible ink. It could only be seen with the heat of a fire.
There you go. Ouch. That's your other shoulder now, Lara. Right, invisible ink.
I can see the map. Looks like the key is hidden under a trunk near the bookcase.
Is that the bookcase? Is that in this room?
X marks the spot, as they say.
What's this here? This isn't it, is it? Oh, it's underneath. Of course it is. Well, that music, we must have done it.
The master key. This should get me into the West Wing.
Yes, we got it.
Alright. This should open most rooms in the manor, including the Forbidden West Wing.
Right, can I go through here now then?
I think there might be more clues to find in the library.
Is this the library? Oh no, it's where's the library? That's where it was, wasn't it? Oh, where's the library? Is this it? Or... yeah, this is it. It's not up there, is it? What do I need that ladder? Up there. Yeah, of course. Is that a chest I can use? I can unlock now with the master key. Of course there's a chest up here. I haven't seen it. Yes!
The Pharaoh's crown from my birthday treasure hunt. How old was I again? 6? 8? I think this hieroglyph corresponds to a number, but which one?
Alright. Yeah, I need to look back and try and find it in the stuff I've collected.
Okay, Dad's clues mention Mum's paintings and their anniversary. Hopefully I can find some answers in the West Wing.
West Wing. That's over there, isn't it? This is the West Wing. I think this is the West Wing. But unfortunately, I'm going to stop it there. So I've got time for in this episode. So I'm leaving you on a cliffhanger. If you enjoyed the video, I'll see you next time when we explore the West Wing. But until then, it's goodbye for now from me and Lara.